you come and pick me up around 2? I don't think you have a clue what I wanna do to you. I usually don't have the time, but why you gotta be so fine? Got me about to lose my mind. Hey, you know what I need, but can't wait to please. I gotcha, I gotcha, I got you. Sweet, sweet, sweet guarantee. So put it on me. I gotcha, I gotcha, I got you. Be patient, baby, there's no rush. I know you can't wait to touch, but I'ma tease you just enough. Enough. Yeah, I want it all, nothing less. Ooh, you gotta give me your best, baby, till there's nothing left. Oh, you know what I need, but can't wait to please. I gotcha, I got you. Sweet, sweet, sweet guarantee. So put it on me. I gotcha, I got you.
DG.
We're live on ATL webradio.com. It's yours truly, this I'm DJ the CK. And I am being joined by my main man, Thomas the Credit Gorilla Brown. And we are back at you once again for another live Credit Gorilla show. T Brown, what's going on with you, fam? What's the business, man?
Man, I'm glad to be back in the habitat. You know, just pounding my chest and continuously flicking these fleas, getting all this negativity off me, and just pushing forward, man, so I can see what really is possible with this credit, this personal credit and this business credit, man, because I want to be a testimony to everybody that I'm not just, just talking this stuff. I'm doing it.
Yes, sir.
And I want people to do it with me, man, because I'm telling you, it's big.
Yes, sir, most definitely, man. So I know we had We've had a 2-week interval since the last time we joined them here live, man, and a lot of things have been going on in the finance and investment world, as it always does, and I know that you have been set up for quite some time now to help individuals to not only establish good credit, but as well to further help to leverage and utilize that credit rating to the very best of a person's potential. I know we've talked a few different times about ways of leveraging credit to utilize it to do other things for you. So I know, man, we've got an hour, man. I know we like to jump right on there, man. So I want to say thanks, T, for joining us again live this week, man. I have live on the screen for everybody that's tuning in live with us. We're actually on YouTube this week, and we're about to log into Facebook and Periscope here in just a few. I'm actually logging into both of those guys now. So you can actually be able to check us out. But what's going on is you can actually go and see right there on the home page. On the live broadcaster, you can actually see not only Thomas's email direct. This is actually the FES Connect .net website where you would actually go to get yourself a free credit consultation. We normally post a link up, but today I actually have a live view of the site so that you can take a look at it. You'll know exactly where you're going to when you get there, as well as contact information on the good brother Thomas Brown. Thomas, man, what's been going on, brother? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm up to weight, man. I'm ready to fight the championship fight, man, and I'm ready to go on 12 rounds. All right. Yeah, everything is good, brother.
All right, amen. Blessings to that, man. So, what have you got for us this week, bro?
Man, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, man. One of the things is definitely, I'll just hop into this one. It's the 4 lines of credit and how to get, you know, get access to these credits for your small business.
Okay.
See, the thing that I've really been on, you know, is not only just, you know, getting people's personal credit right, but putting them in the position to leverage their credit once they get it right, and then put it into like a business vehicle and allow their personal credit to be a backer for their business credit, which will extend their line of overall line of credit and access to capital to, you know, pursue their passion. Because at the end of the day, I mean, these robots is coming, people, so guess what? You can't stop it. So be prepared to move on to something that you've really been put here to do. And to have access to capital to pursue your passion, while you get your business up and running, man, that is so amazing, and that's the American dream in actuality, to be able to support yourself and use your means to get what it is that you're desiring out of this world. So, I mean, with me, man, there's 4 lines of credit, business credit you can have access to right now is very important for anybody who's looking to go ahead and make that next step once they get their credit in order. So what are they going to do with it? And how can they use it for business? So that's what I want to talk about tonight. And I got another thing I want to talk about more on that, on the Equifax situation, because, you know, the repercussions are still rolling, man, and the wave of the people that's affecting is you know, it's pretty big. It's very big, because we don't know how deep it actually goes. So that's something else I want to talk about. But first of all, let's go ahead and get into the 4 lines of credit. Did you want to hop in and say anything before I get going, man?
Oh man, I'm ready to dive right on in, brother. Let's have at it.
All right, my brother, let's go. So we got the different lines of credit that can be used as a bloodline for any business. And to tap into these, you know, there's several different ones, and you just have to find out which one best suits you or what you're doing with your business and how you can take access to it. There's always more information on the line. Google is your friend. So, you know, for small businesses, like a line of credit works really, really well to actually work as a capital, like, you know, to pull from a well as needed. You know, just like a well, if you go there with your bucket, you know, you can, as long as you know there's water at the bottom, you can put your bucket down and go in and get what you need and come on back out. It's the same situation with a line of credit. So you look at a line of credit like this. You pull from, you know, you pull from that well as you need it. So whenever you need some more money to, you know, kind of maybe make payroll, take care of some business expenses, hop into taking care of an emergency that came up with the business, or just you need a quick fix to take advantage of an opportunity that may come up that will advance your business. You know, it's good to be able to do that with my favorite 3 letters, OPM, because other people's money rules the world. So, you know, my whole thing is, if you can use other people's money to make your business happen, that's exactly what you should be doing. So the way to do that is to make sure that you got all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. So with the line of credit, you know, it's a renewable source, because this think about it, right? We never really know when the well's empty. You know, we just keep putting the bucket down there, and, you know, we kind of monitor it as much as we can. But these wells are filled in from underneath the earth, you know, with water that we actually, mineral water that we actually drink and you know, sustains life. So it's the same way when you look at a business line of credit. You know, it's a renewable source that as long as you pay it down, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you borrow 10, you know, you hit them back with 2, then you come on back and hit them with the rest of the 8. But you had access to 100, and all you used was 10. You know, or you had access to 50, and all you use is 10. Now something comes up to where you can use maybe about 30, and the interest rates on this are so low that, you know, it kind of outweighs doing the other traditional loans. So this is something that, man, people really need to tap into, and you've got to have good credit to make this happen, whether good business credit or good personal credit, or if not a combination of the two. Okay? So the next is like what a traditional loan is like a term loan, and that's where they basically give you cash in one lump sum. So here's the verses right here. You've got a traditional loan, a term loan payment that will give you one lump sum of cash. Once you use that lump sum of cash, you better pay it back, or better be making it make more money to where you can pay that off. There's nothing wrong with it, but just know that it comes in a lump sum, and you're more apt to blow that out right away, because you can always find something to spend money on if you look hard enough. So with that being said, a line of credit is kind of out of sight, out of mind, but it's almost like having that big brother there that, like, whenever you need that little, you know, boost of income, take care of something, it's right there for you. So that's why I say a line of credit is a really awesome way to go to build your business up. And once again, accessing and leveraging your credit, your personal credit, is the way to do that. It's one of the key ways to do it. Or getting somebody else to back it for you in the same sense. But why not? Why ask somebody to do what you can do for yourself? Get your credit better, then turn around and leverage it to start living your dreams. You know, you see these big fancy cars and everything on some TV. Not to say you can't have that. It's just going to take a lot of commitment and dedication and capital. So you got to have that capital. That makes everything happen. So that's the line of credit aspect of it. Which then you have the traditional versus the line of credit, like I said before. You know, traditionally, the traditional loans were meant for experienced business owners. So you had to, it required a lot more. You know, I used to tell you back in the day, they had that credit, and that was really the only credit they were concerned about, because they were still almost on a barter and trade system. Well, that's the same type of scenario here, but it's saying that traditionally those loans were set up, those lines of credit were set up for, you know, big industry companies that would already have a working business model. So they didn't want to put money into your hands if they didn't know that you knew you were going to be able to get it back to them. So that's when I'm willing to bet somewhere where we came off of the gold standard. You know what I'm saying? Because once money stopped being like a tangible thing and it became paper notes, you know what I'm saying, that whole mentality changed. So that's what you also have to take into account when these things are happening and why it's becoming such a big thing now as opposed to how it was before. And to answer that is, guess what? How many business owners did we have back then as opposed to right now?
Right.
You know, business opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So business opportunities were happening at a very high level. Now they're happening on the minimalist of levels with the internet, with other forms of technology. People create things overnight. Next thing you know, boom, instant stardom and mega millionaires. So you can kind of see the difference between the two. And the credit sizes for traditional loans have always been bigger, though. So because they were catering to such a more robust type of borrower, which, you know, of course, mega corporations were just that, more robust, they actually had access to more capital, which can be turned into cash. So it was just like a multiple stream that they would have one at this bank, another at this bank, have another line of credit at this bank that they can pull from at any time to be able to run that business and take care of it in case of times, you know, when business starts lacking off or something like that, or slow season. So that's kind of how those two work. So any questions? I don't want to keep going on, man. I want to make sure I give you a chance to chime in.
Well, no, I'm actually, to be completely honest with you, man, I'm right on point with you. I'm rolling along with you. I like the information. It's good, juicy information, of course, this week, man. Anything that has to do with being able to build up business-wise and being able to have a little more working capital, man, is always something that I'm interested in talking about. So I'm with you, bro. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So the line of credit has a lower interest rate, which is a really good aspect to it, as well as it also has a lower closing rate. So with those two things in mind, you're talking about if you're using your services for like purchase real estate or something like that. So it can actually lower your rates and save you more money, because it's all about how much of your money you keep in your pocket and how much you make off of other people's money. So that's, if you go back and read that book that I always talk about, The Richest Man in Babylon, that's kind of what it talks about. So, but if you overdraw, here's the bad part. I don't want to make it seem like it's all peaches and creams now. If you actually overdraw with your line of credit, your interest rates will more likely spike, because you have now shown that there's a hitch in your giddy up. So with that, you have to really stay on point with this and treat it as if you notice you're going to get the money back. Number one, if you do an investment with it. Number two, that you'll be able to pay it down, so you can actually have access to a revolving line of income and capital at your disposal. And you want to definitely make sure that you take care of it like you're supposed to, because this is only going to make you look better overall with your overall credit reporting, whether it's the Paydex in your business side or the FICO on your personal side. So either way, it's going to put you in a better position to where you can have more capital, which means more money. So I mean, just think about that, man. If you had an endless line of money to access to build what you want to build, and all you had to do was make sure you kept the I's dotted and the T's crossed, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So, yeah. So with that being said, you just use it as a capital cushion, something to fall off of on time. You don't want to make this your mainstay, but you want to definitely have it as a good backup, because guess what? It can't hurt to have access to more capital when you need it. Point blank. So the next is a short-term line of credit, and that's it differs from a regular line of credit, and actually has a couple of drawbacks to it, which kind of make it more appealing depending on how bad you need the cash. So they will extend you a short-term line of credit, but the requirements are different. You have to, you have higher interest rates, number one, and those higher interest rates are due to the fact that they're trying to, they're not expecting their money to be out there for a long period of time, which means that it will have less opportunity to bring back more money with the dollars that they loaned you. So, it's all like symbiotic. One hand washes the other. So some of the other differences are short-term line of credits. They're offered more so by alternative lenders. So these are people who are not necessarily like your banks, but like step-offs from your bank, which will, of course, like these little pop-up loan places nowadays, they're doing stuff like this. So, online there's also access to different places to get loans from, and it accesses the same information. Revenue. They also are newer businesses may only qualify for short-term lines of credit, and it can be an opportunity to have a pool of credit. So if you couldn't get a long-term line of credit because your credit's not in good standing, at least you could start out with a short-term and build up that credibility, and then from there you can actually jump into a long-term, because like I was watching, one of the things that they do is they look at your deposits. Okay, and they look at your pay rate, if you're paying things on time. But if you're making constant deposits, those constant deposits are going to make it look really, really favorable on your part, and they're going to come to you and want to extend lines of credit anyway. You know what I mean? So it's going to be one thing, to just kind of get things in order. But once they start moving, keep them in order, and it's only going to increase what you're capable of doing. So, that's the good thing about short-term credit. The next thing is called equipment-backed line of credit. Now, this I can take advantage of because I have a screen printing machine at home. I also have a cutter, computer, things like that. All that stuff adds up as assets, business equipment. I put it together, itemize it, then I go to the bank and I say, this is what I have in business credit, in equipment, and I want to go ahead and leverage this and get a line of credit. Now I've got access to a line of credit, and as long as I don't default on the loan, guess what? I keep my property, I keep working it, making it make more money, and then on top of that, I've got now a line of credit that I have access to, and as long as I work that the right way and pay it down as needed, I've got more access to another continual line of revenue. And all I did was itemize some of my properties. And as you increase your assets, you increase your line of credit. So you need a quicker boost to actually boost up your amount of available credit. You go there and add some more items to it. Some people, they can get pretty tricky with that. So it's all about what's in the guidelines. But if you know how to, continuously add more value by creating new forms of equipment, you can actually turn that into an increased line of credit for your equipment back line of credit. So that's just something to think about. At the end of the day, I guess this is what I'm trying to say, CK, is I want to give people options so they have the ability to put together a thought and process a plan to create a strategy so they can win. You know what I'm saying? It's about winning right now.
Right.
And if you know how to get access to the capital, you got a better chance of winning. And it's just that simple. It's not even complicated. No emotions whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Right.
No emotions. It's all about having access to capital because that is the lifeline of any business, capital. So, with all that being said, that's what you call an equipment-backed line of credit. Okay.
Okay.
The fourth is called invoice-backed line of credit. Now, this is something that I learned about, and I'll tell you how it applies to me. Because, of course, me and you haven't had a chance to talk about this, so this will be news to you, too. I'm jumping back off the Guerrilla Warwear line of clothing. So, now that I'm doing that, when I get into position and I start placing orders, and people start placing orders with me, that's going to lead me with invoices. Okay? And those invoices, once I fulfill the order, I still have to wait for their pay cycle to catch up and be able to pay me.
Okay.
How do I operate in a situation like this? You have invoice-backed line of credit.
Okay.
You feel where I'm coming with
Yes,
this?
sir. Yes, sir.
So I got to wait for these people to pay me back, so I need money, operational costs, to keep things moving. Well, you take your invoices over to the bank. These are my invoices, and they're going to lend you money on the amount of outstanding invoices that you have and allow you to use that as a line of credit that you now are basically borrowing against, low interest rates. And for all intents and purposes, you are now able to still have money that's going to be coming in and getting filled and be able to have accessible capital to take care of expenses around the business. So it's once again, it's all strategy. So if you've got, whatever type of services you do or product you provide, these vendors that are coming to you like, hey, they've got to make their money off of it so they can pay you back. That's why they have that cycle that they use that kind of says, all right, this is how much we have access to, and, we've got to be able to pay them back as, we start filling these orders, because that's how business operates. So with those invoices, now, for those that don't know, you can get an invoice-backed line of credit, and as the more your invoices increase, the more access to capital you have yet again. So, you know what I'm saying? See, the strategy in that is amazing. So now you've exposed yourself to a line of credit, and at the risk of not taking a dive, you now are using that line of credit as something to keep your business moving and growing while it's turning and making you more money and bringing that money back to you. So once again, these strategies are to be looked at as, man, that's another way I can expand my thought to see how I can maneuver through this jungle, this concrete jungle of business, and you know, be the gorilla and stand up and be the straight gorilla. You know, when I walk into a boardroom or when I walk to a deal at a table and set something up or make something move. You know, to be able to pull on all this line of credit, man, this is, it's come on, it's like gold. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, those are the 4 different types of credit that, you know, if you have a small business, you should go ahead and find out more about that, find out how you qualify, as simple as contacting your banker, and go ahead and get it done, because with that, you can start jumping off the business like you need to. So, you know, I'll let you chime in before I drop this next piece of info on you.
Most definitely. For those that just joined us, we are broadcasting live on Facebook as well as YouTube, ATL Web Radio YouTube page channel. If you are on the YouTube, please smash that like button and as well subscribe. Also, click the notification so you can get all of our live videos. If you are watching us live on Facebook, shouts out to you. And like the video, share the video. This is definitely good information. Big shouts out once again to my good brother Thomas, the Credit Gorilla Brown. Brother, you're gonna really love the program when you actually gonna take a look at it to see what I've been working on over here, man. But yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. But
you've been in the lab, huh? Is that what it is? You've been in the lab, huh?
Yeah, I've been in the lab, man. I've been in the lab for real, Jack. So when you get offline and you check it out, man, I think you're gonna really dig it. But definitely go over to www.fesconnect.net/T Brown, the color brown, II. And when you get there, you will be able to leave your email address, contact the good brother Thomas Brown, and schedule your very own credit consultation, to which he can start keying you in on some of these things that he's discussing on these shows. Make sure you tune in live right here each and every Monday from 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. We do this thing for an hour every Monday, man, and this is like so much information. It's just like one of those shows you got to come with your notepad and your questions and get ready to really, you know, utilize your brain, utilize the noodle up there a little bit, you know, and figure out a little bit better of a strategy to obtain what it is you want here in this life, man, you know, in this world, because it's out there, people. You can have it. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you so desire, you can truly attain it. But just like with anything else, there comes knowledge and wisdom that is necessary to get through these situations. And this is one of those shows where that knowledge and wisdom is demonstrated right here by way of my partner, my good brother, my Rilla Thomas, the Credit Gorilla. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I just wanted to get that to him, man. With that being said, man, you got it. I know you got some more for us. Oh, one more thing. If you got any questions, leave them inside the chat box on Facebook. I'm working on getting the chat box for YouTube up as well. But right now the chat box for Facebook is up, and you can view it. I'm not currently monitoring the YouTube chat, but soon we will be on top of all of that. But you can ask questions inside of the Facebook chat, www.facebook.com/ATL Web Radio. Thomas, my man, what's happening? Let's get it.
Man, I got some news for you, man. I told you 2018 was gonna be something special, man.
Yes, sir.
2018 is gonna be something special, man. We in the 3rd month, man, and it's like it's. Let me just drop it on you, man. I told people, like I want to say, I'm not just somebody who's talking this stuff. I'm really walking it right now, and I'm gonna let you guys know and keep you in the loop on everything. But I just passed recently because we're about to do a launch for the relaunch, I should say, of Gorilla. It's going to be under the moniker of Gorilla Enterprises. Okay, and when I got I got all my ducks in a row, and I went ahead and went to the bank, just like I tell everybody to do, and I have now activated my business banking account over at Wells Fargo. A little shameless plug there, but they were great, and they've got a lot of different tools that you can use right on their website to access, your debt-to-income ratio, see your credit score, all types of different stuff. So I went and set that up, and I've just been busy, man. I've been busy. I turned around after I did that. I got my 800 number. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and got my 411 listing. Of course, I already have my articles of incorporation and my business status as an LLC for Gorilla Enterprises, and I got my DUNS number. Still got to register with Experian and Equifax for the business credit side, because of course that's where they report your PAYDEX score to. And I've got some vendors lined up that I'm going to be using and accessing to gain business credit by having them report on a month-to-month basis to kind of say, hey, this guy's taking care of his business. He don't spend a lot, but he's spending enough to make us report, and we have to report one way, which is either favorable or unfavorable, and in this case, it'll be favorable. So, I'm doing all the right steps that I'm telling everybody to do, because when they go back and check the archives, they can say, man, this is what he said he's doing. Now look where he's at. And I'm doing this like real time so that everybody can actually see that as this show progresses, you'll be giving those inputs as fellow gorillas that this is what we're doing, this is what's happening, and you'll be able to say, man, he accessed line of credit, he accessed short-term line of credit, he accessed equipment line of credit, he accessed invoice lines of credit. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to expand the business from this to that. Because I've got a clear, distinct plan, and everything that we're doing right now plays a part in it. So by doing that, I've just, everything that I'm doing right now is to show that it works. So there's no question why anybody else can't do the same thing that I'm doing. Okay? So that's what I want to let you know, man. That's a big thing. I've got the designs, everything getting finalized right now. Of course, we're going to be doing, me and you going to have to work something out so we can do a gorilla show and take it a little bit deeper on some conversation. So I hope you're up for that one.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. You already know it. You already know it.
Yeah, hey. I do. We get deep, and I love it. I can't wait to bring that circle in to where everybody has an opportunity to be on this and be in this and be with this and be for this and become this. You know what I'm saying? And then just be this. You know what I'm saying? Because once you realize, man, and you know what? I gotta say this. Little side note. I went and saw the Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Doing crazy numbers. It's on approach to be a $1 billion franchise here within just a week or so, if it hasn't already hit $1 billion yet. So that's big news. But at the same time, I just had to say, man, did you see the gorillas in there? I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the Black Panther?
I saw the movie Friday, man. I loved it, man.
All right. So did you see how the gorillas came in there? I just had to point that out, man. That's all. Just a little side note.
Yeah, I saw how at the end of the day, when he first came out and tried to battle for the kingship, he couldn't quite maintain. But when they needed him, you know what I'm saying, he stepped up with his team and they did their damn thing, and it was real. It was real for real. You know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna make that joke, man. I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna say something crazy, but no. truth be told, man, it was just good to see it. Because at first I almost didn't recognize it until I'm like, oh, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Then I turned around, and when they actually show where they live at, I said, oh, it's evident and clear now.
Right.
So they had the gorillas, and the gorillas always play a part. That's what I'm trying to get people to say about me even bringing that up. Gorilla always plays a part.
Right.
So
that's right. That's right.
Be
You're
that,
right. No, you're right. I give it to you. You're right.
It always plays a part. So, this is something bigger than what we're experiencing right now. But what we're experiencing now is so big. But we just don't know how big what we're experiencing now is. And we definitely can't, by that term, define and see how possibly big this can be as an overall. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my reason for doing credit and doing this is to bring it to light and bring it to the forefront and be able to show people that don't sit back on the sideline just because you don't have money. Right. Money can be called from the north, east, west, and south at your will. You just have to listen when it blows. So the other thing that I really want to go in tonight and talk about, man, like I said, is the effects of the breach that happened at Equifax. A lot of people don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? First there's a wave, but then there's a wake, and that wake of that wave extends all the way down the shoreline. So it doesn't matter what it is. Well, when this happened in September 2017, there was still a lot of activity that was happening in the wake of that. That whole debacle that they had over at Equifax. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I'm even angling this in a certain way is because common sense says, well, I'm going to build my credit up, I'm going to get my score up, but some people may not look to equate some type of protection to your name and identity as you better your credit score.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the only thing, I don't know, more important than getting the house is protecting the house.
Okay. I dig where you're coming from.
You see where I'm coming from on that one?
Yes, sir.
Don't spend all this time and effort and stress and anxiety and whatever else may be holding you back that you have to break through to get your credit right. You know what I'm saying? Just know that, protecting your credit is equally as important, if not more so. Because once you're a victim, that's stress. Have you ever talked to people who have gone through, identity theft at all? CK?
I'm here with you, brother.
Okay, no, I was asking, had you ever talked to anybody that's had identity theft issues going before?
I haven't, but what's funny? My wife just told me tonight that one of her girlfriends from work found out that someone stole her and her daughter's identity, and they tried to file their taxes out in Arizona. So I know that it's something that's definitely relevant at this point in time, and has been for since the whole computer age came in, and hacking and all of that kind of good stuff with a lot of these big government centralized networks with lots of people's information have been compromised. I know there's a Home Depot situation. I know, like the one you're speaking of now, there's been quite a few now where lots of information was compromised, and all types of different things are being done with people's information. So I'm aware of those situations, and I'm aware that it is definitely something. It has recently just kind of touched home. So I know where you're coming from.
Wow, yeah, man, and I'm, my heart goes out because the different types of things that happens once your identity's been compromised, man. It's bigger than just losing your wallet. It's bigger than losing your credit cards and all that type of stuff. Those things you can call and cancel right away. But there's so much bureaucracy and paperwork that you got to get put under with this. I mean, filing police claims, all types of stuff. So it just really turns people's lives upside down. And like you said it best. As the technology advances, of course the encryptions and everything and the security is going to advance. But that just means that the hackers will be doing that much more, so they can actually access these points. So identity theft, man, is super real, and that breach kind of brought it home for a lot of people. But I don't think that we, as a community, are taking it as serious as we should be. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like, what could be the ramifications of something like this happening?
Right.
You know what I mean? How could I be affected later on down the line? Is this going to cost me more money? Hard to finance stuff? Have I been affected? A lot of people don't know if they've been affected or not. But there is a site you can go to. But, my whole thing with that is, out of the millions of consumers that were affected with this, millions, like I said, are still unaware of the impact due to the identity theft. It could, because the things that it can affect you from doing is opening up new accounts, and that's something you gotta have access to be able to open up a new account. That's just, if you don't have that, you know what I mean, that ability, it's hard to move forward with your life as things change around you. You can't collect government benefits, or obtain medical services. So, I mean, think about how big that is, man. Just putting it in perspective, if you couldn't do those simple things just because somebody stole your identity, you know what I'm saying? By accessing your social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, your driver's license information, all that stuff was actually, exposed via Equifax. That's the crazy part about it. So, driver's license, 10 million people were affected. Credit card users, like, 209,000, was like some of the cases that were reported. Once again, this is not talking about the people who are unaware that they've been affected. This is just people who recognize they've been affected. 182,000 credit dispute documents were lost. You know what I'm saying? This is like Watergate for credit. You know what I mean? Right. This is Watergate for credit, bro. Right. And people are just like oblivious right now as to, like, what else is being exchanged out there, what else is being caught up that we're not having access to, that we don't even know about. So this is the type of stuff that's going on that people are turning a blind eye to, and of course the media is not going to play this up, because for that to play that up, it's like pulling the scab off a wound. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to fare well with the big boy Equifax. So, this is the type of situation that's going on. A lot of people are asking, were there identifying details taken in the Equifax hack? Yes. That was one of the things that kind of was bringing people down, the websites they had to check and do things like that. So it's just a whole lot, man, that, the enrollment expired January 31st, 2018, because, just for different things that they had to do to kind of get this put back into perspective. So there's still a lot more coming. I just wanted to bring that up because, we offer a service called ID Lock that we offer for our services, to people who, as a part of your package, you actually get this. It comes with it. Because you want to be able to know that as you're increasing your score and getting things better, that you also want to know that you're protected. So as you're taking all these efforts once again to get everything in order, get those I's dotted and those T's crossed, this is one of the things that you want to be thinking about, is protecting your name and protecting your credit. So you have access to all the lines of credit that you can access throughout your business and grow it the way you want to. So that's kind of one of the big things that I wanted to maybe not so much harp on, but just bring up, because I think that a lot of people heard it and then they went back to, grazing in the pasture and not realizing that, okay, well, is there any more coming from this, or do I need to wait for the news to tell me if something else is happening? You know, so our job in the Habitat, we gotta make sure that all the gorillas know what's going on. So that's definitely where I wanted to go with that one, man. Once again, I appreciate rocking out with you, man, and just being able to do this show. So I definitely appreciate you, and I can't wait to look at the video and see what the difference is going to be, because I'm probably spaz out and lose my mind.
Yeah. We over here working, man, 24/7. 365, man, to make ATL Web Radio a better experience for not only the listeners but as well the viewers, man. So most definitely, man, we up on it. Bro, I want to thank you again as well, man, for giving us all this good information. Now, I had one question inside of all of this. I know you kind of broke down business operations. And putting together the business and all of the kind of gave a quick checklist of some of the things that are necessary. Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Is a business credit union account, are those any good, or is it cool to get a business credit union account?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I look forward to opening up a business credit union account. One, because I definitely believe in supporting local banks. You know what I mean? Because the big banks are kind of sucking up a lot of the opportunity. But with the flexibility of a credit union, they may not extend you as much as a commercial bank would sometimes, due to whatever reasons they may be. But the difference is their flexibility, man, makes it really super appealing to be with those guys, because they offer much lower interest rates than you would get at some of the other banks. They have a lot more perks that they can throw in to kind of make it beneficial for you once you start showing that you've got that credibility. And then on top of that, just some of the other services that they offer that complement their business account, is always a good way to take access to, once again, more lines of capital. They operate like the regular banks. So, they still have the lines of capital exposed to you, the business reporting. Some also have different things that they do on a smaller business level to where you can actually access more money that way too. So whether it's with an SBA loan or something else to that effect, point is that it really helps out to be able to access the business credit unions. Definitely.
Okay. And are there any credit unions that you would say would be better credit unions than others, or all of them about the same rank when it comes to?
They're kind of all the same, because they have to operate off of a similar guideline based off of the range of business they carry. Of course, you have some credit unions that are right there in popularity underneath some of the big banks. I see in Georgia a lot of PNC banks, just a lot of different ones. But the thing is, credit unions are similar everywhere you go. So you would still be able to access some of the advantages. I think what my biggest recommendation would be is to find, go to the different credit unions and find out which one suits your need the best. And when you do that, you'll actually, see who's offering more of the things that you can use to grow your business faster, more efficiently, and with longer term results in play. So but yeah, definitely, accessing a credit union, man, I can't say that enough. So that's definitely something that everybody should look into, and maybe even when they're first starting. I just went to Wells Fargo because Wells Fargo was somebody who I banked with earlier, and they have a lot of higher end options and bells and whistles. So I wanted to access them because they're like one of the #1 banks in the world, or at least America anyway. And so with that being said, I felt that I would go with the horses. A lot of people may have a problem with that, but if they're solid on their end and they stand up and they bend over backwards for you to make sure that you're satisfied as a customer, that's really all I can ask, as long as you can just get the interest rate down a little bit lower for me. So that's kind of my take on it.
No doubt. Well, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate you, sir. Yes, sir. Also, the email address, phone numbers, all there on the screen, so that y'all can check that out. Get in touch with the brother, man. He's got good knowledge, good information, and he's definitely looking to help you out, help you along the way. So again, T, man, thank you, man. Any final words before we get ready to get out of here?
Man, just, know that you can check your credit score anytime. You don't always have to use places like Credit Karma or stuff like that. You can actually go directly to Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, whoever you're using for your business or personal credit account. And just know, man, that, it's better to know what's on your score, what your score is looking like. Are they reporting the right way? Because a lot of that stuff can get removed so easily. I mean, it would just make sense to not have good credit or be working on it at least. I mean, I don't have the credit that I would like to have right now, but I'm working on it. And once again, I'm a work in progress just like everybody else. So you should never feel like your situation is too big to start working on something that can do you so much good if you use it the right way. And once you get it back right, you earn it. And you're not going to burn it again, because that will just mean that you did everything that you did for nothing. So just know, man, that credit is it can be a savior for your business. It can be a savior for your personal situations. I mean, without credit, bro, I don't know. We'd have to have a different monetary system. Or go back to, barter and trade. But right now credit is that thing. So you better get with it, get it right, and get it together. Hey, other than that, man, I'm that credit gorilla T Brown, and I wish y'all all the best, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Thank you once again. Y'all make sure y'all join us again, same bat channel, same bat time, next week for the Credit Gorilla. I'm yours truly, Cyber DJ the CK. We about to get ready right on out with our theme music, man. About My Paper by my boy, Sharp Raps. You heard it here first. ATL, webradio.com. Tune in or be tuned out.
Yeah. For a second, forgot who I was, and I had to talk with myself. I said, yeah, I'm about my paper, about my cheese. Grind like a grader when it come to getting green. Making more money than you suckers ever seen. Talking about you crabs that be holding on a team. But I hate you frauds, I hate you snakes. Talking about your always on a paper chase. When you barely even trying to keep it with the pace. And be the main one trying to eat up with the plate. Before I get on your grind and get on your hustle. Playing with these bras ain't hitting your muscle. Pay attention to the game cause they try to cut you. Way like you ain't shit, they try to flush you. Once you can full house, and I ain't talking about a place. Talking about a team where everybody's straight. They got their own craft and they know how to bake. And no time it is when they see the game face. Cause I'm about my paper, my paper, yeah. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. So you know what it is, I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, yeah. My paper. Since you know what it is, I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you know what it is, I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you know what it is, some people think that I'm living a dream when I was just low-key rebuilding my team. Trying to maneuver these devilish fiends. Somehow I made it and it look clean. And what it means is cause of the struggle. Y'all the real, that's after the tussle. Now you look sour, a war-headed knuckle. While playing catch up and can't cut the mustard. Now you can suck on my I'm ready. You tied the hand, the line, your head. Got the crab, that's full of lead. You moving fast, my sins ain't the precious. And yours look different, that's why it's a blessing. Running the problems and walk out my lessons. Get out the potential and started high stepping. Now watch me crushing what I even flexing. My paper, my paper, yeah. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. So you know what it is, I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, yeah. My paper. Since you know what it is, I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Cause you know what it is, I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you already know, cause I'm about my paper, my paper, my paper. Since you know what it is, for a second, just a little bit, just a little bit. Back in the day, we used to play with that Mary Jane, smoking on that midget. Yeah, we out here got this live, we smoking with this. Yeah, so let's break it down, but it's bad little thing. Shorty so fly, she blow that propane. To get close to her, can't come with jump chain. To keep it stupid dumb, cause you know she blow brain. You got a rolling style, so them Shorty say a mouth starting to get dry. And you know the side for blood. So you know we been past glass smoke. Smoking with Lizzy 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 Smoke. First two while we surf this new wave. We still in rotation, no need for new flame. We been on fire, this ain't a new thing. I'm just identifying how we keep the blue flame. And I ain't even close to the center of the yoke. Let's get a little deeper on how she make you float. Yeah, she let you hit, but I promise you won't choke. While surfing cloud 9 in the marijuana boat. Beginners always choke from the taste of Lizzy Smoke. Off like they love to run talk, like they do the most. Some even shit a data where that Lizzy grip your throat. Got you climbing up for air, like you're reaching for a float. But I still see the fear in a newcomer's coat. Wonder if she take it down, won't leave you no rope. But she's so good to you in ways that you would never know. She can reignite your mind and help illuminate your show. Might put her ass in the blood. Might even go as a green flag. All my homies rolling up. Gotta make sure shorty stay high. Put a little water in the cup. Shorty say her mouth starting to get dry. And you know the side for blood. So you know we been past glass smoke. Smoking with Lizzy 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 Smoke. Smoking with a hell of a motion. She's saying that he's broken. But the rip Pluto that's program. Wanting her back to be broken. Smoking with Lizzy, and she is known to get busy. I just fuck with her for comfort. Put the back up in the double, and she come running when I need her getting out trouble. Backwood